So, in the previous lessons, we learned how we can use select and other clauses like from, where, having, order, group by, and limit. And we learned that all of these queries that we learned, all of the queries that we learned, their purpose is to recall data. So just they were getting some data to be shown to us. Okay. In the using the queries that we learned, we cannot change anything. We cannot change the data. We cannot change the columns. We cannot change the table. We cannot change rows or anything else. All what we used to do is just take the data from the database and present them or show them to us. Okay. And we could change some stuff, but the change that we applied was only on what is being shown to us. What is inside the database was kept safe. Nothing changed. Like aliasing, we were just changing the aliasing or the name for us. The name that is in the database is still as it is. So this is what we call it DQL or data query language that we use only to query or to call the data from the database. But sometimes we need to do much more than that. We need, for example, we need to add a column, or we want to create another table, or we want to add row or change some data, delete some data. So if we want to do any of these, we cannot do them using data query language or using select. We need to to use other type of language or query language than this. The query language that we'll be using if we want to change the structure of the table or the database, like adding a column or changing a column or deleting data or deleting a table or even adding or creating a table. This type of language is called DDL or data defined language. Data defined language is like how we can define or control the table or the database. Like if we want to create another table, because of course we are not going to be always dealing with one table, especially if we go to real database or real work. We'll have multiple tables with hundred and thousand and millions of rows and columns. So this is create. We can create another table. We have alter. Alter if we want to change the table. We want to add another column. We want to delete another column. We want to do some transformation or change like the column name or something like that. We can use alter. Drop if we want to drop it or delete it. Like delete the table. We don't want it anymore, so we delete it. We say drop. Truncate is like if we want to delete the data inside the table. We want the table to stay as it is, but without any data. So we use truncate. So let's start. We want to create another table, which is going to be employee and also orders, because we want to create two other tables. One employee and one orders, and they are going to be always connected to the customer. For example, a customer will have orders, so they are connected, and employee is dealing, or this customer is dealing with an employee, so they should be connected to each other. So let's create it. Come on. So we start with create. After that, table. So create table, and then we write the name of the table, and make sure that these two are keywords. Create and table are keywords, so they should be written the same way. Create table employee, and now And now we need to decide what columns or number of columns that we want, and what is the name of each column, and also what is the data type in each column. For example, we have here ID. What is inside the ID column? Integer or numbers. So we should decide that this column is named ID, and also what is inside it should be always numbers. And the same thing for country. We should specify the name of the column, country, and also specify what data will be written or will be inserted inside the column. Like here it is string or integer or text, okay, or chars, and so on. So we need to go back, and from here we need to start with what columns and what data type, like the inside brackets, okay, inside brackets we should write the values or the columns that we want. Let's click here. The first one is going to be imp ID, and always we'll start a table with ID, like most of the time, almost always. What is the data type of the ID? It is integer. Always it's gonna be integer. Sometimes it is like text, but most of the time will be integer. What is the second or the next column? It's gonna be imp name, okay, and always try to make the names, you can say, easy to understand. So imp name, it means employee name, because when we join tables together, sometimes we may have similar column names, which is going to be confusing. Okay, VARCHAR. What is the data type of it? Here it is gonna be VARCHAR. You would say, what is the meaning of VARCHAR? Here it is. See, here, as we said before, we need data type for each column. We have many or some data types that you can use. The first one is integer. Integer, it means like a number, like 1, 5, 10, 20, any integer, any number, okay? But it's gonna be a number without decimal places. The second thing is float. For float, it is a number, but with decimal places. So it can be like 5.07, okay? Any decimal places. Okay. After that, we have this is the float, decimal places, and integer without decimal places. Next, we have varchar. This one, varchar. Varchar, it is for text values or strings, and we write the number that we think the number of characters in this name. Like here in the name varchar, we write inside the brackets the number. For example, 20. It means that maybe our name or the name that we'll insert will have 20 characters. Maybe it is less. It doesn't matter. The most important that it is not higher. Okay? We have another thing which is char. Okay? Not varchar, but just char. The difference between char and varchar, char should have a specific number of characters. Like always will have this number of characters. For example, we can say in the United States, we have states. The states will have only two characters, or the abbreviation of the states will have only two characters, like New York. NY, it means New York. California, CA, it means California. LA, it is Los Angeles. And so on. It is gonna be always two characters, no more. This is the abbreviation of states in the United States. So in this case, we can say we can use char. Char 2, it means that always what will be inserted inside this column will contain only two characters, like NY, California, LA, or whatever. Okay? So it means always we'll have two characters in this column. But for here, because in name, the name of the employees will be different. Sometimes 5 characters, sometimes 10 or 20, sometimes like 7. So we use VARCHAR. But if we are using or we have something that have always specific characters, we can say just char. Okay? So char specific fixed number of characters, VARCHAR different number of characters. Okay, here we can make it like 20. And the comma, of course, going to forget the comma. After that, we have something like the department. And the same, we can make it VARCHAR, or we can make it char if it is abbreviation of two letters or characters. Okay. And after that, we have hire date. For example, you can say hire date, and here it is gonna be date, data type state. The last one we have is the one that we'll be connecting this table with the customer table, which is customer ID integer, because we'll connect this table with the customer table, because each employee will deal with one customer, so should have some connection. And also in the order table, we'll have connection with the customers, because each customer should have one or more orders, so they should be connected. So like this, and we are done. So what we need to do, just go to here and create it. We have create table, as you can see here, create table employee, and then we have the name, like ID integer, and name VARCHAR, department hire date, and also we have salary, and it is float because we may have like decimal places, and customer ID integer. And Control E, it is done because nothing is shown, because we just created. We didn't say retrieve or recall something. We can say select to get the day. Select all from employee, just to see the result. Control E. Now we have the table, but no data, because we just created it. We didn't insert any data. So this is how we can create, or we can start using DDL and create a table.